Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 15th of October. I want to talk about us as these great, all knowing beings of light. Yeah? We are these great, all knowing beings of light, just not here. We need to get out of here to be that, but okay. And there are those in this world who apparently have great knowledge. They're being hailed, as the most spiritual ones in this world. They have great knowledge. And then I want to talk about what is actually greatness when it comes to knowledge. When you say knowledge is given to serve, knowledge is given to us, to serve us. Yeah? So greatness, to me, would be knowledge that serves, that actually creates a change, here, now. Right, those that are being hailed, they had the Kundalini experience, they're all the way out there, all the way to a Pleiades or somewhere else. I'm not saying that are not those that have that knowledge. And again, knowledge would mean they experience that as a reality. Yeah, it was real. I would say there are those that have that knowledge. I think the internet is also full of people that are paying lip service to that knowledge. Yeah, they've never experienced it themselves. I most certainly have not. I have no wish to do so. It's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, again, it's a greatness of knowledge. So they're sitting there endlessly talking about these other dimensional beings and these great beings in the Pleiades and the Orion and I don't know where. What does it work in this world, that knowledge? What does it change? How does it change this world? I do not see any evidence of change in this world. So to me, that knowledge, to use Billy Connolly's words, is as useful as a fart in a spacesuit. It doesn't do anything. It's knowledge. But here goes. If you say you are all knowing, you have the ability to know far out. And I say we do. It's been done. The knowledge of all, it's like going into a library. I said that before. Yeah? There is all knowledge in the library. If you want to build a garden shed and you're going into the library, you can get the knowledge of rocket science, which is fantastic, great knowledge, and utterly useless when it comes to building a garden shed. It doesn't serve. A book on building a garden shed would be the greater book at that moment. So we need to restrict the knowledge of all to what it is we actually need to know to actually affect a change in this world. As I said, if you tell me that the knowledge of the Pleiades is great knowledge and show me how that is creating in this world. Yeah, we are in a world where people are getting sick and dying, the environment is polluted, we are surrounded by bloody head cases that are getting ready to blow this thing to kingdom come. Oh, but I know about great beings in the Pleiades. Sorry. No, not great knowledge. Knowledge, yeah, but no, useless. Utterly useless. What do you do with that? So restrict the knowledge to what it is you need to know. Empathy. That is what we need. Empathy. And empathy doesn't go that far. I don't think it goes that far. It is knowing what is right in front of your nose. is what it is you need to know. So people are saying, well, wouldn't it be great if we were all beings of great empathy? I tell you something, anybody who says that has never experienced that. Because it's not all that great. Again, it is a knowledge, and it is a knowledge, but it is the knowledge that will save us. Know your neighbor as yourself. That is empathy. And I'm saying it's not all that great because it is gaining a knowledge of others. And again, knowledge is something that you experience within yourself. So if you are connected to somebody in pain, in empathy, you actually feel it. Which, as I said, is not all that great. And I'm speaking from experience here. I am speaking from experience. Where I have been in so often in situations where people were in great distress and great pain and, really given out a great negative energy. And I felt that within myself. I experienced that as my own experience. That is knowing them. And I tell you something, the first knee-jerk reaction that you would have when that happens is you're going to shut yourself off from that. It's an act of self-preservation. That would be your first knee-jerk reaction. Shut yourself off. And it can also be that you actually get angry with the person that you were connected to because their pain is causing you pain. They are, at that moment then, the source of your pain. Yeah, and you start fighting them. It's another knee-jerk reaction. So that is empathy for you. Oh, how wonderful. No. Those who say that do not know. But that is the knowledge we need to have. Absolutely need to have. Know your neighbor as yourself, painful as it may be at the moment. Because on the same pathways you can experience somebody else's joy, which is great. But at the moment we are in a world of pain. And yes, empathy would mostly bring you the knowledge of pain. And that is something you have to acknowledge. Again, you have to acknowledge the pain around you. Not run away with it, from it, to the Pleiades. But acknowledge the pain around you. Know it. Because out of that actually grows compassion. See, compassion again is not something that is coming on the wings of angels from somewhere in the cosmos. It comes from within yourself, out of a knowledge. It is grown out of the knowledge that then should create compassion for another. As I said, the first knee-jerk reaction would be, first of all, to shut yourself off and then fight them. But if you can overcome that, and then start feeling compassion, that is where I would expect that's where the healing of each other start. In compassion. But that is us being actually beings of energy, because that is energy in this world. And although the energy does not stretch that far out, it is the greater energy because it works something in this world. It actually serves us. And in that it is the greater knowing and the greater energy. And it is within us here and now. We do not have to leave this realm. We do not have to go somewhere else in order to be that. We can be that right here, right now. So yeah, greatness of knowledge of all. all does not serve you. You need to know which part of the knowledge does actually serve you. And be that. And you say, I'm a great being of energy, just not here. Well, if you're not that here, you are not that. Either you are that or you're not. If you are that, you wouldn't forget what you are. We haven't forgotten. But we are, as I say, it is this reaction, because it does cause us pain, that we shut ourselves off from the pain of others, from the knowledge of the pain of others. We're shutting ourselves off from that. It is an act of self-preservation. But again, out of the idea that we are nothing and that we can do nothing, why should we experience the pain of our neighbor if we can do nothing about it? But that is what has been drilled into us. There is nothing you can do because you are nothing. You need somebody else to come and save you. And that is not true. In fact, Jesus, when he was here, showed the exact opposite. He showed that people can do something about it. And those that did, those that were the disciples to that knowledge, to the knowledge of love your neighbor as yourself, not love God in heaven, that was a different knowledge, but love your neighbor as yourself here, now, on earth. Those that did that were ordinary people. There was nothing special about them. He plucked them off fisher boats. Yeah? There was nothing special about them. But they were that. They just had to know that they were that. And even though there's those that tout this idea of, oh, far out, great knowledge, far out. Yeah? You are all. The same people tout the idea that you are nothing here. That you must escape from here in order to be that. I mean, first of all, we had the ideas that your reward will come after death, what church told you. Not here, not in this world. And now we have the also spiritual New Agers that also tell you have to go somewhere else. They're actually saying the exact same thing, just in different words. Whilst you are here, you are nothing. I just listened to John St. Julian, and he was talking about disabled children in Africa. He was talking about a young girl who was severely disabled, who was tied up in a dark room for most of her life, which is horrible. And he says, tell me, that we are coming here to learn something, or that there was a God, and that God wanted her to be in that room to learn something. And I can't believe that. No, neither do I. There is no God that wants that. There was no God up in heaven that put that girl into that room. It was her family that put that girl into the room. Yet there was no spiritual being somewhere else that did that. That was her family, people, that put her in that room. Because they had no empathy. Because they did not love that girl as themselves. Because they completely shut themselves off from the knowledge of the pain that they were causing that girl. That is what created that situation. No God in heaven created that situation. No higher power created that situation. It was people that did that. Yeah, stop looking for the great puppet master that you can blame for everything. He doesn't exist. If you are a sentient being, you have free will. You have responsibility. Your actions create the outcomes. You are the creators of this. We are the creators of this world. Our actions create. And we are not acting out of the true knowledge of ourselves. That is what is creating the darkness in this world. It's the darkness within ourselves. The darkness of not knowing the light inside of ourselves. We should be beings of energy, of empathy, of compassion. But that is first of all knowing the pain of another, which I said that's not the great part about it. Which should create compassion out of the knowledge of ourselves. And then, know the Creator gives. Know the Father gives. Know that. And then we would know what we are. And really, we need to sort ourselves in this world out first and stand firm in the truth of what we actually are before we start messing about with others out there. I'm sure they are there. Yeah, and they can tell us anything and they can do anything and they can influence this world because we are not standing in our truth. We don't know what we are, so they can tell us anything they want. So we need, and as Gregg Braden says, we need to know what it means to be truly human, here and now. Yeah? You proclaim yourself a great being of light, all-knowing, then you are that here and now. And if you're not, if you don't know that, then you're not that. Either you are or you're not. So no, the ones that proclaim the great knowledge of far out, totally useless. It's like knowing rocket science when you want to build a shed. And you need to build a shed. We need to heal each other. We need to sort this world out. And rocket science is not what we need. It's empathy. And knowing that we will be given. To know that the Creator loves us and that the Creator will give to us. This is the last thought I have for today, and that is about these great beings out there. Wonderful great beings that know it all. I doubt it. They don't know it all either, but they are so much greater. I wonder how they got to that state of greatness. Did they spend their entire existence and their entire energy on beating up on themselves and others? Is that how they got to a place of greatness? Did they beat the light of knowledge out of themselves? Because that is what we seem to be doing to ourselves, or trying to beat the light out of ourselves. I wonder if that is the way, or if that is the way they went to achieve greatness. We're beating ourselves down, and we're not going to get to greatness either. We need to say, I am a being of light, a being of energy, right here, right now. And I love my neighbor as myself. That is the knowledge we need. That is how we need to know ourselves. That is what will save us. Anyway, here, I leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.